such a beautiful human being, wonderful humanitarian. And I'm so happy and honored to welcome Alexander Thomas for this amazing Ignite Mind session. So over to you, sir. Please.
Hi, good morning, Karthika. And also, it's great to wake up early. I find that all of you people here in the 5 a.m. club, you're probably less than 1% of successful people around the world. And why I say that is because to wake up at 5 a.m. and go through the various rituals is not a cup of tea for most people. And I want all of you to congratulate yourself for being part of the 5 a.m. club. Now, a lot of things which Karthika mentioned and what Dr. Smita, a very good friend of mine, mentioned is true. And I want to tell you about the topic today of not giving up on life. Now, not giving up on life from a person who's tried to commit suicide is more realistic. Now, the question is, why did I try to commit suicide? Financial stress is something which very few people talk about. It is a taboo topic. It's never discussed at home, never discussed in the office for fear of HR. Yet, it is a kind of stress that robs people of their life, their joy, and even the will to live. Now, if you have noticed one thing, there is a date when you are born, and there is a date which you will never know, but others will know the day you die. But there is a small dash in between. Even though it is extremely small, but that small dash is our entire life. Many of you may have heard the acronym FEAR. If any of you have heard about it, please do type in the chat box. Yes, I have heard. Has anybody in you known about the abbreviation FEAR? One of it says, forget everything and run. The human mind, the brain, has got one single responsibility. And that single responsibility is self-preservation. Anything goes wrong, the human mind triggers self-protection mechanism. Then you have the second abbreviation, the second acronym of fear is face everything and rise. Whatever we do in life is either to seek pleasure or to avoid pain. And talking about avoiding pain, because pain is something which, even if we don't get to enjoy pleasure, avoiding pain is something which we all try to do in whatever ways. I am 55. For 15 years, I was in the area of logistics with companies like DHL, UPS. And the next 15 years, I was in a totally different field of security with companies like Group 4, Securitas, and others. And then life took a 360-degree turn. And that had to do with financial stress. I was getting a decent salary. and my wants exceeded my needs. I probably can give a talk on credit cards. I'm a PhD in credit cards, taking a credit card and then getting another credit card to pay the first credit card, loans, and then loans, and then loans. And all these things brought about a tremendous amount of financial stress. And this financial stress made me contemplate exit strategies. Not exit strategy of getting out of the loan, exit strategy of getting out of life. With a half a million loan invested into things which I didn't understand. Some of these points I covered in the 8 financial mistakes that I committed and how most of you can avoid it. And that was a point when I used to go around Dubai looking at tall buildings because I didn't want to jump from the building and then be in a hospital with broken legs. And I am sure in these pandemic days, earlier job loss was one or two in your network. Today, job loss is almost as prevalent as the mask that we all wear. It's there, it's a reality. It is not going away. And I would like to tell you one thing. When I talk to a lot of people, 20, 25, I see they have already given up on life. And I tell them, I give them my example. I was almost on the verge of going to jail. And there is a reason why I'm sharing things about myself which I don't have to share. It is possible. Today, I don't know how many of you are there, I can't see it, but in, in the people in the audience, if I can inspire one person to value life, I think the objective of this particular session would be done. Life is so much more. None of us have the right to take our own life and certainly not the lives of others. We all have loved people in our lives that we are not aware of, and we owe it to them. There are hundreds of options. Just like when you type into Google, you ask, what are the ways of getting out of stress? What are the ways of getting out of financial stress, financial challenges? Then you would come across. And I think probably this is not the right forum for me to talk about this subject. And I'll tell you why. It is impossible for anyone in the 5 a.m. club to ever give up on life. I think 5 a.m. club is a gift. It's a gift from the universe. Maybe it has come to you through Faisal and Dr. Smita and Yash. But the truth is, anyone who is going through the rituals, whenever I am attending Dr. Smita's meditation session, I drift into a different world. I don't even want to come back. And that is the kind of a thing that's an option. And if you ever know of anyone who is actually going through any kind of stress, I would beg each one of you to introduce them to any such activity, a, a wholesome activity like if being part of a 5 a.m. club. And it's not necessary you have to be part of this particular 5 a.m. club. It could be anything. You could get into social service. Another area where I feel, which is a very safe community, is Toastmasters. There are Toastmasters clubs around the world. I've been a Toastmaster since 2005. I find that as a very supportive community. Now, when you look at not giving up on life, there are hundreds of options that are there that you've not explored. I was in debt, neck deep in debt of something which I didn't need. And I reached out. I reached out, and first to my friends and family. Most of them gave me some excuse or the other. And then I reached out to people I did not even know. And that is where I had I would not have even thought of that. I had put out a campaign on Facebook sharing my challenges, and unknown people started helping me. Now, my old self would never have even thought about such an option. I found that I was living way beyond my means. And the new me that did not want to give up on life asked myself the same question. I went through my credit card bills in statements, and I found 90% of the things I didn't need. I reduced myself. Now, today in the pandemic, despite the salary being reduced, I started adapting. And talking about adapting, I want to tell you about a creature which most of you would have known, but may not have given it much of a thought. And that insect is cockroach. Cockroach is an insect, even an atomic bomb is dropped. The only living organism that can survive that is a cockroach. And I refer to cockroach with a lot of respect. Cockroach is an organized organism, or it's an insect which is able to survive and adapt itself. And today, while we are going through very difficult, very uncertain times, I would encourage each one of you to look around and find ways of remaining positive. First, just like when you board an aircraft, they tell you, please put the oxygen mask on yourself before you help anyone else. But once you put the oxygen mask on yourself, I would encourage you to help others. Help others who are not as lucky as each one of you who's on this Zoom meeting, to help those people, connect with them, call them, find out friends of yours who have not been in touch with you for a long time. Just send them a single message, because most people contact you when they need you. I would encourage you today to send a message to two of your friends who you have not spoken in the last 6 months. You may never know what they're going through, but I can tell you one thing for sure: that message from you is definitely going to make them look at it and then smile. You don't need money to help others. You don't even need time. What you need is a willing heart and a little bit of your attention. Have you ever spoken to somebody and find that they are speaking to you, but they are looking at their mobile screen, or they're going through some papers, you know how lost you feel at that moment, how neglected. And in such a world, if each one of you who's here listening to this particular Zoom meeting live, or if any of you listen to it from the recording, try and help out one person. Help out one person, not give up on life. Help them see just one step. It's not necessary to see the whole staircase. If they can see one single step because of you, if you can guide them, be a guide to them. You don't need to know everything. You just need to guide them to the next step. And if you can do that, not only will you feel good. I've had the opportunity of talking a lot of people out of stupid decisions. And I say stupid because having tried to do that and later on found how stupid. I didn't think of all the people who I would be hurting, changing their lives forever, physically, financially. And that's why I want to tell you today life is really great. And if you want to see how great life is, just look around you. Look at how many people are there who don't have the opportunities that you have. Maybe you may have had your salary cut by 50%. But even the 50% that you get, see how better off you are than a lot of people who are stuck in various situations. Be a candle. Be a candle in the wind for somebody. I would encourage you with all the tools and techniques that you have learned here in the 5 a.m. club, in the various communities that you're part of. Lend a helping hand. Lend a helping hand for somebody. Like they say that if you can't find a great friend, be a great friend for somebody. And the universe does not take any sides. My bank balance may be almost nothing, yet I'm a billionaire in the bank account maintained by the universe. Today, as I lay myself open, vulnerable, and I share the mistakes that I have done in my life. And when I talk about the silly ideas that I entertained in my mind, the only reason that I share this is that I want you to know a lot of you in the community today are much younger than me. Probably have never changed your career. I've changed my career many times. Today I am in a very different career, which maybe 3 years back I could not even think of. It's not the best thing, yet it keeps life moving. It keeps things positive. And today I have an opportunity of sharing with each one of you that life is really great. Life is really beautiful. All you need to see is look at your life from some other person's. If you can see, if you can walk, if you have clothes to wear, if you have food to eat, if you have a place to stay, if you have your family with you, if you have parents, then you are better off than millions and millions of people. Thank you. I now give back the stage, the screen back to Kartika.
Thank you so very much, Alex Thomas, sir. We are honored. And you gave a crystal clarity about being a human. Taking care of yourself, it's not matter. Taking care of others is a true humanitarian attitude. So that's what you gave uh, within 10 to 15 minutes of speech. And we are honored once again. And I'm really very, very happy to share the stage with you, with this 5 a.m. members. And over to you, Munir. And before that, let me share tomorrow's one sec. So tomorrow's guest speaker, Mr. Syed Harris. So don't miss this, and we'll be meeting you
The
tomorrow
file
for
is
this.
not open, Kartika. Can you double click that file, the WhatsApp image? Double click.
Is it
Maybe I,
fine now?
no, not really. Okay, I'll bring it down. Okay, don't worry. I'll bring it down. Thank you, Alexa. No words to express the gratitude. Amazing, powerful, impactful. You're always magical. Great
Thank you.
mentor,
Thank you.
coach, made me turning point in my life. I have a lot of gratitude to you, sir. I remember those days. You're a superstar in my heart. That's why you're always coming back here.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Faisal. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let us hear from few people. I mean, yeah, officially the session is over. We got 2 more minutes, but good to stay 10, 15 minutes more and share a few words. Soma sir, can you please share a few words? And yeah, then we
Yeah.
will. I can't find Munir. I think he has technical issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
Soma.
What? Yeah. Alex, this was